recording. That's an awkward way to start this podcast.
Boo! How you all doing, everyone? How you doing? It's been a minute.
Again, this is a very weird intro to this podcast.
Anyway,
several
welcome
months.
to a spooky time. I am Karan, and I'm here with John and Nelson. That's right. We're in spooky season, everybody.
Oh yeah,
And near the tail end of it, but
Oh yes, and it's fun fact. We actually did a Halloween-based podcast a couple years ago. But it was like the podcast before the podcast. You know, it was like a prequel.
it was at the time we didn't know what to do with conversations and how to structure it. I mean, we still don't, but now we kind of do, in a way, if that makes any lick of sense.
it does.
Oh yes, but how you all been though this past whatever few weeks, months, years, centuries?
Good. Got a lot of projects on the computer. I got a new laptop, so 1 terabyte, decent 4K stuff, and expect more videos in the remaining of the year, which I don't know the specific dates because each need to be worked on. And there's other stuff that are few surprises. We've been talking back and forth on doing new stuff for the channel.
That's right. It's this new, all sorts of fun, different digs, little Easter eggs, and different stuff,
And expect new faces.
yes, and expect the unexpected. So, Nelson, how you been, buddy? These last whatever centuries, months, days, galaxies.
I've been doing great these past few months.
How's the 100 years?
The 100 years.
Yeah, have you seen an empire rise and fall and all that?
100 years, Empire Rise and Fall.
Well, basically, we're asking what you've been watching lately. What you been doing?
What you've been watching?
Oh, what have I been watching lately? Oh, okay.
And then we have a long-awaited when we get to your vacation that happened 4 months ago.
Oh yeah,
But that will be until we get to the all things Halloween stuff.
yeah. Halloween. Geez.
Wait, whose vacation? Mine or
Yeah, yours when you went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. No, he was in Florida.
No,
Florida.
No,
okay,
no,
sorry.
Florida.
Misconception.
My bad.
No, misunderstanding.
No,
all
that's
right,
fine.
but no, that'll be for later. But anyway, start with you. You told us before the podcast that you saw 3 horror movies.
Oh yeah, I watched 3 horror flicks this. As of last night, I watched 3 horror flicks in total. Because I've been meaning to catch up with these ones. I watched Flatliners, the first one from 1990 with Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, William Baldwin, Kevin Bacon, and Oliver Platt.
And what do you give a little review to those that have not got a chance to see this 1990 classic?
If you're a fan of those actors and that actress and those actors, you will love this movie. And
so, what's the movie about?
the movie is about scientists. Well, particular Kiefer Sutherland's character that goes by the name of Nelson. Ironically enough. Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. When I found his character was named Nelson, like, oh shit, I did not expect that. How cool is that?
But he happens to be white.
Yeah, and he happens to be. Anyways, the movie is about really a group of scientists, but particularly one scientist who wants to know if there's anything out there after you die. Which I understand the curiosity, but throughout the course of the film, they show the basics of what they see. They each see different viewpoints of what they see after they die. But of course, what they see is is something that haunts them afterwards. I'm not going to spoil what they see in the process of after visiting a different life before death. But the acting from everybody was really good. The cinematography was great. Also, this movie was directed by Joel Schumacher, which I didn't know until I saw his name in the credits. I went into this not knowing fully what this movie was about. So
that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And
I can tell you this, and I can tell you this about the late Joel Schumacher. Yeah, he's infamously known for the Batman and Robin movie and the Batman, which of course is probably the better of the two.
Fun fact: I do like Batman Forever over that one, but I think
of course
that would have been probably the best one if they would have let him. And actually, he would have been a good director for Batman Year One, but that's where I ended. But go on with Schumacher.
No, he made a valuable point. In fact, Batman Forever is the best of the two Batman films he directed. I mean, even though Batman and Robin can't be fun, but still, the quality of it just doesn't. Of that movie just compared to his flicks from before to that, yeah, very drop the ball quad. But that's WB's fault. But anyways, this is definitely one of his besides the Lost Boys, this is definitely one of his best works.
My favorite of his is Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Falling Down with Michael. Oh, so that would explain why he was a producer for that movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's friends with Schumacher.
Oh, he was friends.
Yeah, was friends.
Nice. Oh, that I actually didn't even know. That explains why I saw Michael Douglas as a name attached as a producer for that film.
Yep.
Oh, that's what's up, dude.
Man, that definitely explains the quality of why I enjoyed that movie so much. And yes, the acting is a bit hammy in a lot of areas, but it helps and really complements the world that is built around Flatliners. It really does.
So what's the second one? And then from what you told us before the podcast, it's pretty much related. Would you like to expand on something that is, would have been solid but not too good, and it's related to the first movie you mentioned?
I'm glad you asked. The second movie the second horror flick I watched is related to the first one, but but only as a reboot, which I think it would have worked better as a sequel. I'm sure many of you are familiar, but if you're not, then I don't blame you. It's the 2017 remake of Flatliners with Ellen Page before she transitioned to Elliot Page. And I will compliment this, at the very least. I will say the positives. The actors and actresses for this film are not particularly bad. Their acting is actually pretty good in some places. Although the better actress, well, at the time, Ellen Page, in my opinion, was one of the better actor. In fact, her character at the time was more intriguing in my opinion. But however, that film in particular, Flatliners of 2017, it sucks. It really does suck in comparison after watching the first one back to back.
What did you feel it lacked compared to the original Flatliners?
It took too much of the beats from the first film, and it took the specific character traits, and it did not attach them to one specific character. It literally just jumbled all of their the characters, the unique characterizations on each and every one of them, how they had their problems individually. They literally took their problems and scattered them all over the characters.
So basically, it's a shitty horror remake. So
yes, and they also relied on
most common.
And they also relied on jump scares, unfortunately, which yeah, it's basically your typical late 2010s horror flicks, like so by the numbers Hollywood, thinking by the numbers Hollywood, a particular horror film that thinks jump scares are still what make people
So, the trick is because there's not that many. I will admit there's not that many good horror remakes, but there's a couple hidden gems out there. Like I personally did not hate the Evil Dead remakes. I thought they were pretty good.
Well, those are solid.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah, the Evil
Especially
Dead remake.
Rise.
Yeah, the Evil Dead remake and Evil Dead Rise are the rarest of exceptions. Well, actually, that one's also good too. But the Evil Dead remake is one of the rarest of exceptions. That movie actually had heart and was particularly, it was beautifully made, and it complemented, and it does complement much of the first one of the first Evil Dead mostly. Yeah. I mean, it does combine the first two, but it brings it to a more serious and horrifying level, of course. But it played out as its own thing without being a carbon copy. That's why that remake at the very least succeeded. Whereas the Flatliners remake was a complete and total disappointment, which is why I say that one sucks, because it just could not tell. It just could not. It couldn't help itself with what to do with itself. Honestly, after watching it.
So let me ask John. John, you rode your dough on a lot of horror remakes and stuff. Is there any good horror remakes that stand out? Like, for me personally, like it was a really good horror remake in my opinion. The first one was.
Yes, except for the second part. Well, it just takes a lot of, what can you add to it?
Which ones would you recommend? Which ones that you like that was a good horror remake, for your opinion?
It's hard to pick recent, but maybe the Blob remake from 1988, which is a solid remake compared to the 1958 version.
You could spread it for like any like horror movie remakes that you actually liked over the years.
The obvious one is The Thing from 1982, which is a remake of Thing from Another World from 1951. By Vision of Body Snatcher 1978, which is a remake of 1956 Body Snatchers.
Ironically, that one has Donald Sutherland, while Flatliners has Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, his son.
Yeah, his son.
What's the other ones? I mean, I do like Bram Stoker's Dracula, but I think that more as a adaptation, more than a remake of the Bela Lugosi one. There are good, solid ones, but the thing is, they're just so hard
to find.
Hard to find, and it has to... I don't know, it's all about the timing and who is passionate about putting their own take to it, but yet trying to make it, familiar to people that are fans of the original stuff,
and to make sure it complements both where it came from and introduces to and
it's a challenge,
and naturally introduces this audience to a new IP and such. I mean, to an old IP.
It can work, but the thing is, though, you got studios involved, and they always
and to respect the source material too.
Hollywood, I don't think is running out of ideas. It's just Hollywood's trying to find something that can be easy to do, easy to manage. Doing original stuff is a very a challenging thing to get audiences on board of what you're trying to present to them and such. So that's the reason why there's like a lot of them. But I think recent years there has been good ones.
Yeah,
some better than others.
Like
but
Dawn of the Dead, that was a good remake.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was solid.
Yeah, that's a solid remake.
Day of the Dead, that was a different story, and that was directed DVD at the time.
I was scared of it, but I would say the Grudge remake because it was based on the Japanese one. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I still prefer the original ones from Japan.
Even though you've forbidden yourself from ever watching that movie ever again.
Oh,
I'm still waiting for you to watch it.
I watched two of them, recently a couple years ago.
The original ones.
Oh fuck no! I mean, what did you think of the Psycho remake?
Oh god, that's garbage. That's like a shot for shot, but way too much on the 1960 movie.
Oh shit! We forgot the obvious good remake too, The Fly.
Oh yeah, the Cronenberg one. That one stands on its own. I think that's like what you can do differently with it, But like I said, it's very challenging. I would like to do one from the 50s to update it, because there's probably elements that the original had, but they never explore with it. It all depends on what you do with it, but of course, you gotta have rights to do certain things.
Exactly.
So I'm just doing what Jordan Peele's doing. Just do your own thing.
Yeah.
If they, if they're not gonna like it, they're not gonna like it. But if they like it, then you keep, you hope to see more of them. And also, there's one third movie that you wanted to talk about since you saw the good Flatliners and the bad one. What was the other one that, speaking of which, Exorcist the Believer, still hasn't seen it, but what did you see that was better?
Well, since I've seen the first two Exorcist films last year.
What do you think of the Heretic?
Fuck that movie.
It has James Earl Jones in it, of all people.
That movie was confusing, incoherent, and just... it was one of the most contrived movies to a sequel I have ever watched. No offense to every single person that worked in that film, including the actress herself, the main actress herself in the first film.
Linda Blair.
No offense to Linda Blair or James Earl Jones for that matter, but that movie had no idea what it wanted to be. And no offense to John Borman either, because he literally did better work after that. But my God, that was not one of his shining moments. I can forgive him for that because he gave us Excalibur afterwards. So, but my God.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did Excalibur.
Yeah,
that's one of his better ones.
That's one of his better ones, and that happened. He did that right after Exorcist.
It makes you want to look at the behind the scenes. Like, what the fuck happened?
I mean, I will give it this. I will compliment this. I will compliment Heretic's visuals, the stunning visuals, especially with the not the grasshoppers, the locusts.
Locusts, yeah.
The locusts. I will say that because that was a beautiful creepy factor. It was, but the only reason I was not as creeped out is because it lacked a narrative. It lacked what it wanted to be, to the point where I couldn't even take it seriously. I wasn't even scared. I was not once scared. In fact, I was bored throughout that whole goddamn movie.
I know, when I saw that in AMC, that was like a bore fest. And also the commercials were better than the actual movie.
I remember walking out of Pet Cemetery. That was...
Oh, the recent one?
The remake.
Or then recent one?
No, the Poltergeist remake, my bad.
That one's also garbage.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I watched Joe's review of that movie, and him and his friends, oh my god. They said pretty much the same thing everyone's been saying about that movie.
Oh, funny story about that movie. So, we're watching it, me and my boy KV, right? So, you know, he's like, hey, he brought some snacks, right? So I'm like, oh, let me have one of these, right? So it was like a brownie. I'm like, all right, call you a brownie.
Oh no!
I was like, yo, this brownie tastes really good. I was like, what is it? He's like, oh, it's a pot brownie. I'm like, oh, it's already in my mouth. We're like, well, shit, gotta first it out. Suddenly,
an hour kicks in,
and I see him. He's sweating. He's like, oh, yo, he's like, Karan, we gotta leave. I'm like, well, why? He's like, he's like, I feel like people are staring at me. So we walked out halfway through the movie. And we took a cab home, and I was fucking starving. I was like, damn, we were supposed to go to McDonald's afterwards and look forward to that. Then it happened. I ended up just getting home, grabbing the Chips Ahoy, and just going upstairs, and just going down the town.
What does that have to do with the Poltergeist 2 remake?
No, because like, we never finished it.
Oh,
you never fixed it because you guys got high?
That's not how that... I mean, never mind. That was like 2015 that happened, right?
Yeah.
That's when the movie came out. Okay, that's a highlight of this.
Highlight.
Okay, so the Heretic...
at least you getting high at least walked you got the chance to walk out of something that was just garbage.
You didn't miss much.
So
but yeah, Poltergeist 2. But anyway, what's the better Exorcist movie after the first one? Better than The Heretic.
Okay, better than Heretic. Oh yeah, a little before that. A little off topic, off the horror, but this has something to do with remake. The 1959 remake of Ben-Hur, in my opinion, is a remake of the silent film from 1925.
What does that have to do with scary stuff?
It doesn't, but I'm just saying it's a remake that worked well. Like it's also a remake that also successfully worked well at its time. So it's one of the ones on the top tier list of remakes that worked at its time. I just wanted to clarify that. But
now, what about horror?
Now for horror, okay. Now for horror, back to for horror, I would say the Evil Dead remake from 2013.
Okay, so
now back to the third movie I watched after watching Flatliners, the Flatliners remake, and thankfully it wiped away the bad taste from my mouth after watching that piece of shit. And this one is The Exorcist 3. Now, of course, years ago I looked up that the second and third were not the best well received. However, as time passed, the third film became the most loved, next to the first. And after watching it, I actually understand why. And honestly, while the first one stands out as the king, I would put The Exorcist 3 in second place. In second place, next to the first, because if anything, that movie should have been like the sequel from the start, not Heretic. Heretic had no idea what it wanted to be. While the third literally carries over from where the first one left off. But 15 years later.
So talk about a little bit about Exorcist 3. What's the plot? What's your reaction to it? Did you expect that they did something different with it? Because, sometimes it's hard to do a continuation or do something new. Oh, no,
it really is.
With the next following installment. Like, for example, Nightmare 2 is not the best, but I think if you don't compare it to the first one, it probably stands on its own. So where does The Exorcist 3 fall under? And also, it came out in 1990.
Yeah, the same year. Ironically, the same year Flatliners also hit in theaters too.
Yep, two 1990 films, Flatliners and Exorcist 3. But go talk about Exorcist 3, what it's about, why you should recommend it, why did you put it place in second place next to the first. Of the first one, yeah.
Now, I place it in there because, not only was that film enjoyable to watch, but the fact is, I actually did not know this movie was directed by the author of The Exorcist. Yeah, that was something I did not know. I'm like, oh shit, this movie is worked on by the creator of the Exorcist franchise himself. And now this movie also, I'm not gonna say suffered through studio interference. There was much studio interference, but this is actually one of those times. I even looked at behind the scenes, saying that it's one of those moments where the studio interference that happened for The Exorcist 3 actually worked out well for the film, because
So
after watching it, I was like, holy shit. I had no idea this movie went through...
So what did they do to make it as it is now?
What they did,
memory.
No, what they did with that was... and the beautiful thing about that movie was they also made it into like a mystery. They also made it into a mystery thriller, sort of like a mystery thriller with George C. Scott's character, who is investigating these strange Zodiac type killings. Yeah, that was also another strong point. I also like what they did with the third one. They also added in they threw in their own version of the Zodiac type killings, calling the murderer. Crud! There was I forgot the word for it though, but it was really fascinating to see him try to investigate these killings that are tied to. I mean, if you've seen The Exorcist, then you would know what happened to the fate of
Clarence?
Of Clarence, yeah. Karras, yeah.
Karras, there we go.
Yes.
His name is Clarence.
Almost.
He, what happened to was, well, of course, the man himself died, but unfortunately, if you know at the end of what happens there, he gets possessed by, Pazuzu, who is the name of the demon that possessed him, who goes by many names. I mean, of course, in Christian mythology, it would be portrayed as the devil, obviously, but the myths that were inspired for the character were of Pazuzu from a different mythology. Now, besides that, the Zodiac killings mixed with what happened towards the end of The Exorcist was such a beautiful blend, and it keeps you at the edge of your seat, especially with the many long waiting of the long shots where the camera sits in this one place for that almost feels like hours.
Well, I'm glad
it pays off beautifully when the surprising moments happen. I don't want to spoil too much, but I can tell you that George C. Scott, I almost forgot how great of an actor he was at this time. He was fantastic in that movie. I mean, if you've seen him in such classics like Doctor Strangelove, Patton, especially, yeah.
I also have to recommend another horror movie classic that he was in from 1980 called The Changeling.
I heard about that. Yeah, I watched a review and mentioned that's one of his best movies he worked on for a horror film.
Yes,
See,
I gotta check out that one.
If you have
next.
Shudder, I don't know if it's on Shudder anymore, but if you have Tubi, check it on Tubi.
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, see, John is a horror movie encyclopedia.
Oh no, yes,
you pick a year, John, like, oh, let me tell you, this horror movie came out. It was called Aliens versus My Big Cock, and it came out in 1943. Really good movie.
I don't know if they would have a title back then in the 40s. I think maybe the 70s or 80s.
It was the Dutch who made it. He doesn't know, but yeah.
I sometimes see the most trashy ones on Shudder. But what's your final thoughts on The Exorcist 3?
My final thoughts on The Exorcist 3. Okay. Another thing I want to point out is the acting from Nicole Williams. The great Nicole Williamson was also awesome in that movie too. But the real one who steals the show is Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif stole the whole show throughout that whole movie.
Yeah, it was. I think it was in between Child's Play and Child's Play 2. Yes.
And I watched a review where he pointed out that it's ironic that he did a jail cell. He acted out in a jail cell, which he did in an X-Files episode.
Yes, that is correct.
Brad Dourif, shout outs to him. He's still doing it.
Yeah, Chucky, season 3 out right now on Shudder 2.
It's on Peacock right now too. Also, me and the boys been watching it. Season 3 so far is very interesting because he's in the White House this time.
Wait, he's in the White House?
Oh, I'm gonna check.
And he goes by the name, his style name. The kid's like, this is Joseph.
Oh, that's
you gotta change the name every
No. It's a reference because Joe Biden and Joseph.
Oh,
that's good.
And one of the kids smokes pot.
Of course.
Just like Joe Biden's son, Hunter.
I find it funny that he's in the White House because the Omen kind of did the same thing with that.
The final Omen 3, the final conflict.
The final conflict. Yeah.
See, I see. So it comes with like movies like The Omen, Children of the Corn, Candyman. I learned the hard way. You just watch the first one. You never watch the sequels.
Yeah, like how many Children of the Corns? Like 12 of them already, or something? Maybe more.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ! Let me tell you, that fucking Candyman sequel sucked dick.
Oh well, that's behind us. I'm still sticking.
I have yet to see that, but I'm only going to watch the other Candyman films.
I heard
just out of curiosity.
The Exorcist believer everybody was disappointed with that one.
Not just disappointed, they absolutely hated it. In fact, a lot of people said that movie was literally trashing its own legacy.
Because I remember, like, when they started doing more of those in the 2000s with, like, The Exorcist, The Emily Rose, The Last Exorcist. I'm good.
That was a better one.
They seem like cheap cash
The Exorcist of Emily Rose, I actually remember hearing good things about that one. Some good things.
Not really much of a possession type of person. I think I'm more psychological in a way.
You know, speaking of
Cosmic Horror is my favorite one.
Speaking of possession movies, there's one I remember. I still want to see. I want to rewatch it because I don't remember too much of it. The Paranormal Activity movies, because when those came, like I want to watch the original one again because. For me, I think the original one still is the best one out of all those ones.
It still holds up.
I think it didn't need a sequel. I think they should have let that ended like.
You know what is? With the low budget, it made so much money. That's why.
I think that's what kickstarted the found footage thing again.
It did. It literally did. It started.
If you look
not since Blair Witch Project.
Well, actually, there was not that many found footage. There was found footage movies after Blair Witch, but they weren't as big when Paranormal came out.
Yeah, it blew up again.
Yeah, it made it huge.
Yeah, it helped redefine that
genre.
That genre again. It had not been relevant since.
Is it a genre or just a type of film?
Horror found footage.
Found footage. Yeah, found footage horror.
It's hard to master. I mean,
it really
Rome Nights is like a found footage series in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like a.
That's hard to master.
Yeah.
I mean, is it? Can you tell people like doing found footage as a debut is easy or no?
Found footage can be tough too because you're supposed to be these characters, but everyone else around the world, anyone who's around, like, what the fuck are they doing? But we're like, no, it's just a bit, but you gotta be in character the whole time while the camera's on.
Yeah, there's recent horror movies out, like, of course, Five Nights at Freddy's. I think we'll watch that in November.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. We're not wasting money on that shit.
I don't have I had a desire. I think I had a desire when Chris Columbus was involved, but when he got kicked out over creative differences, I was like, this project's done.
Listen, just like the Black Widow movie, this movie was like 10 years too late. That's like Slender Man, same thing. 10 years too late.
It should have come. It should have.
You walked out of Slender Man in the first 11 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it should have gotten a release around like 2016, 2017 when the thing was still popular.
I eventually.
No, I agree. Those films would have worked and been maybe somewhat of a hit if they released during its prime when it was like the most like praised thing to talk about. I think on social media.
The only recent one that I really really liked was Saw 10.
So I haven't seen Saw 10.
Saw 10 was actually very solid. I enjoyed it.
Wait, the recent Saw?
Yeah.
That's good because I'm hearing a lot of good things about it.
Shawnee Smith is. I think that's her name, right? Shawnee Smith.
Yeah.
She's still fucking awesome.
I'm just glad they.
And Tobin Bell still got it, even for 80 years old.
Good for him. Good for him because that Jigsaw movie wasn't it last year when that came out.
Spiral.
But they both were shit.
Yeah, and there's not that many. And then, of course, Exorcist Believer, which I have no interest in seeing because David Gordon Green ruined Halloween for me with Halloween Ends.
Yeah, same.
What the hell made them think putting him as a director of an Exorcist film would be the most successful thing? That's a major red flag after watching fucking Halloween Ends.
Yeah, that movie was.
Can we just at this point, we got A24. I'm going to support the fuck. I mean, we're going to support the fuck out of A24 movies.
One of my favorite horror movies.
Or shows, for that matter, because for Husband Hotel fans, A24 now holds the rights to them, and they will be premiering their first episode on Amazon. So that's for the Husband Hotel fans.
You were going to say something?
Yeah, Nelson. Yeah. So one of my favorite horror movies this year that came out was A24 was Talk to Me. That was a really good one.
That should have came out on Halloween, I think.
Oh my god, Talk to Me! I love that movie!
I think that should have been a perfect October movie.
Yes, I agree!
No, the reason why they did it that way, because they knew, like, Saw and Exorcist were more...
Oh, shit, that's right.
Oh, yeah, because they don't want to risk that type of rivalry.
Denny... Oh, no, wait, I forgot. Denny... I watching the video, Denny and Michael Filippo did say in an interview that they didn't want to compete with the other horror flicks that were premiering for October. They said that, yes.
Yeah, it would make sense because they're...
If you think about it, do you need October to sell these horror movies anymore?
Not really. No.
Like, made a lot of money.
Megan was successful in January.
Yeah. Megan was good.
That didn't need to be released in October. I think you can release them anytime, but the thing is the timing of it. Like,
yeah.
Would you get Because the most important thing about that, especially when you deal with something that's a little bit different, who's gonna watch it?
Yeah,
and would it be a hit or would it be like a bomb? It's not bombing is not a good thing. It just probably the timing was off.
No. Plus, like everyone knows, like even like we grew up with it. Saw always came out around October time, so everyone knew.
It did, yes, it did.
Yeah, that was always
every year
when it was during that run. I remember.
Yep, it's like it's October, so it must be Saw. So a lot of
I didn't see the first three because I wasn't into horror movies at the time. But around 2005 and I think 6 when Saw 3 came out, I think I changed a little bit.
I gotta watch the other ones.
My first Saw movie I saw was Saw 2. Saw 2, then I saw 3.
Mine was actually 4. And then I went to see the other ones. And then I realized, like, wow, this is awesome. And then that's when I saw them in theaters around that time. Because, I wasn't... I mean, it's hard to believe, but I was a different person back then. I didn't know I was gonna... I mean, I'm still working on a horror project. Because, it's been a while since I've worked on Dean's story.
That's true.
Yeah.
I am planning to do a re-release of the audio quality for Dean's story eventually.
That'd be cool.
Ooh, that's cool.
Audio remake.
Yeah. It's not going to be like a Lucas type of special edition. It's just working on the audio parts that I want to improve and work on the effects a bit. But that's going to be down the road. But anyway.
But yeah, Talk to Me was easily...
That was entertaining.
I would say probably the most entertaining horror flick I've seen this year.
And A24, I mean, is there duds from A24? Yes, but not all of them.
Yeah, they've had some duds, but... Thankfully, not every single film they've had was a complete dud, and Talk to Me is definitely one of them.
I think, what's that movie with Paul Giamatti that's directed by Alexander Payne? The Holdovers, it's that Christmas movie, but I'm going to see that as a Jacob Burns film because my theater is closing soon.
R.I.P.
Yeah, the Showcase Cinema. Hopefully AMC gets it. If that means I'll be an AMC member, then...
Yes.
As long as they show independent stuff, that's all I care.
Facts.
Right. Last thing I want to wrap about Exorcist 3 is that movie next to the...
Holding up. Go ahead.
We held off on that one for a while. Alright. Exorcist 3 is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I think it's a great film. Definitely. Both the first and the second are 10 out of 10s. Exorcist Beginning, I would give a solid 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's Rennie Harlan directed that one.
Yeah. I saw that movie years ago back then. I remember seeing it in theaters. I actually remember feeling freaked out by the first teaser.
Ironically, Rennie Harlan directed Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Really?
The Dream Master, yeah.
Oh, how about that? Oh.
That one was actually it's not the most scariest, but it's the most visually excellent out of the series. And then Nightmare 5 happened, and that's when the quality dropped.
Oh, wow. How about that? He got to direct two horror flicks that are tied to such amazing IPs. That's cool.
A bonus, if you want to check out before the Nightmare on Elm Street thing, check out Prison. I don't know if it's on Tubi, but I'll send you the link if I find it.
Oh, and if you want to see a fun dumb teen horror movie this year, Totally Not Killers on Amazon. It's pretty good from what I heard.
Oh, I heard a lot of good things about that one.
Yeah, word on the street, but it's pretty good. I recommend it.
Word on the street, word of mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody rely on internet reviews or word of mouth more?
Well, it varies. It depends. I do my research on certain movies because money and time. Money and time, and the bitches. But no, I'm just joking with the last part. But no, seriously, I
got the number.
I try to do my research on the movie. Like, all right, I'll see some online reviews. That might hear more from my reviews. But
spoiler free, of course.
But however, though, if I really want to see, I'm like, all right, Fortune Favors the Brave. Check it out. Like, I saw there's this comedy movie called I forgot what it was called. Well, it had Jennifer Lawrence in it. It just came out Hard Feelings or something like that.
Yeah, she's
Yeah. So I had no idea about it. Right, I was bored. I'm gonna go see a movie.
You can see it blindly.
Yeah, so I saw it basically blindly. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And no word from mouth, and it's still in my top 10 for favorite movies of the year. Very good. I know it was fucking hilarious.
It's hard to have a good comedy. I don't know the last comedy I saw. Maybe Dumb Money was probably the last one.
Yeah,
probably.
But if you want to get a good laugh, check out Hard Feelings.
What does everybody think of 2023? Or we're gonna save that?
We'll save that for that. We'll save that for later on, John.
We'll save that towards the end of the
Yeah, say that.
Yeah, because I feel like there's some... Do you feel like it was 2023 was lacking, or maybe in the middle, that's when things got interested again?
Well, I mean, it was alright. I didn't hate it.
I mean, I saw both Barbie and Oppenheimer
Yes.
on different days, of course.
Yes, of course. Yes, and pretty soon.
But that's a different topic.
Yes, and
Yeah.
pretty soon we'll probably do an end of the year movie podcast of our top 10 movies of the year, worst movies of the year.
And there's been a lot of, I mean, at this point, the last time we talked about, we were during the writer's strike. The writers are back. You know, because I saw Saturday Night Live not too long ago. And, of course, the actors are still on strike at this point.
I don't know when that's going to end, so.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting.
Yes,
Yep.
hopefully they get them back to work soon. So we can
That
get
means
cool
the
grade.
writers can probably polish whatever original screenplay you have, try to give it to studios, but until the actors get back. Because we really need new blood out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a crazy world. Streaming is proving the point that people are now watching things at home.
Yeah,
And
it sucks.
A showcase cinema is a sign that times are changing.
Yep. Yeah, he just confirmed to us that Showcase Cinemas in White Plains will be shutting down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Until whichever theater chain wants to take over next.
Hey,
So, go ahead.
I'm glad our theater's still alive. Rigo. They were supposed to close down this year, but they kept a good fight and they're still going.
Hopefully somebody will buy that spot. If not, then I'm probably going to go to the Jacob Burns or the Alamo Draft House or the Regal down here for Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
Believe me, folks, I was in tears when I saw our theater here on the list. I was in tears. I went to say my last goodbye and such. I actually cried for the theater and said thanks. I patted it on the wall, said thanks for the memories, because looking back at how much I've been there multiple times since I was a kid. And then when I saw that the theater was still standing, and when I read that the theater was not going anywhere, I was even told that the people that work there said that they're not going anywhere. That really brought so much happiness to my heart, because it's a place of wonder to go to. It feels like an adventure. When
I
you
feel
go
like
there.
things should be independently run.
Yes.
Jacob Burns is independently run.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it makes me very happy that our theater here ain't going anywhere. They're going to keep the good fight for as long as they can.
and let's
And
see.
we will be there for them for many interesting films that we wish to see. So
Speaking of which, how's everybody's Halloween theme going on? I know you guys went to 2 parties, and then I got going to Brazen Fox to check out their costume contest party, actually.
that sounds like fun.
Parties were cool. I was Ken this year, but I combined his name with my name, so I basically was Kren. And I was like, "Hi, Barbie. How y'all doing?"
Kind of like Alan, just a friend of Ken, and that's it.
No, I'm Ken.
Oh, you're Ken, but you're a variant.
I'm just Ken, but I just changed my name to Kren, so I'm Kren. But
Did you
basically
sing
Ken.
like the Ken song?
I am Ken.
Yeah, Pete Davidson did his parody version because his show was failing. I forgot what the show's called, but it was on NBC, and also Joe Pesci is like a grandfather or something.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then he did a version of the Ken song called "I'm Just Pete's." I wish I was making that up.
I
It's
wish
just,
you would get canceled.
and then he joked about his many dates that we all know he's notorious for. Ariana Grande, flashback, was
Kim
it?
Kardashian.
Yep, Kim Kardashian.
Yep, Petey boy. Yes, I was Ken this year. I was accompanied by my Superman right here.
Yeah, I was Superman this year.
Yes,
Dun, dun, dun.
flying
Yeah.
around.
I was about to bring my Terrifier, but I'm gonna wait on my costume because Terrifier 3 is gonna come out next year.
That's right. You were going to be You're going to be terrified.
Yeah, you
said
think? Hey, I'm gonna say, can you think we can use it for a film thing one day? You can be Bart the Clown.
I can do that. I just gotta make sure the makeup is a little altered a bit.
Oh, that'll be fun. I can see it. You
yeah,
look
I know
cool.
how to do a little bit of makeup effect.
Oh yeah, it would help to alter the
Yes.
makeup. That way, it doesn't look like you're ripping
I learned
them off.
the art of that when I was doing that basic effect with Dean's Story.
Yes, and being a mind of a killer. I play the killer. In our little horror movie franchise we have called the Mind Juice. But when you have to get in the mindset of it, you just gotta get into that dark place and then channeling it and just gotta.
Especially when you're playing like a creature or a monster,
Yes.
takes a lot.
Yes, a bit. Yeah, exactly. You know, to get in the character, you gotta make sure you get the laugh, the tone, and the whole, that going on. You gotta mess with the vocal cords a little bit, and then when you get it, bam, it's like magic.
I was thinking after I saw the last episode of Road Knights, I was thinking of what if the TikTok Man had his own scary movie?
Well, that'd be cool.
I was thinking about that for a while since that episode, and I was like, you know what, TikTok Man would have had a good movie.
I feel about that.
Oh yeah,
it's not going to be found footage, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's gonna be a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's going to be down the road because I always want to do a feature film.
Hey,
for it, but it's got to be interesting.
Shit, submitted to 2B. We just saw this shitty 2B movie that got approved. Hey,
a little bit of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the stepmother was
Hello. She wants me to be my first.
She wants me to be my first. What's the famous quote on the third one? Cricket, cricket, cricket.
Exactly.
So
it didn't happen.
It was so funny though because we watched this shitty trilogy called The Stepmother.
Oh yeah,
it's a remake of The Stepfather. Really, really bad trilogy, but it's one of those bad shit storms where it left on a cliffhanger. You want to see how the shit ends because you're already invested in it. Your movie's invested.
I think it's going to be released next year because the last one was released during the summer of 2023, and also Stepfather 1987. Check that one instead. You'll get your viewing worth.
Yes, but
that's next on my list.
But if you have a bottle of wine, or you just want to get a little wasted and just watch,
or if you have a pot brownie,
yeah,
yes,
watch the Stepmother trilogy. You just gotta see how fascinating and bad it is.
Oh yes,
it's the camera work and all the acting in general is just
free on Tubi. The only time she legit impressed me was that one scene with Marcus Houston in the third one when they were sat and she was just being herself.
You'll know when you'll see it.
Yeah, all of them on Tubi, and it's free.
If you can get through it.
Yep.
That's the thing about Tubi, but you just gotta watch ads. That's
it.
Yeah, watch out for if you can get through the ads. Yeah, just watch out for those.
I mean, I watch shows. I watched The Critic on there.
That's a classic.
I know. Only lasted 2 seasons.
I've been watching.
This is more than that.
Right now.
No. Only 2 seasons. That was it.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I've been watching The Boys. I've been trying to catch up with that. I'm on season 1, episode 7.
Do you have your own Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have different explain to someone that never has Prime, what do they expect? What type of deal would you like? Do you gonna pay it monthly, yearly?
You just pay monthly. I just pay monthly, $15 a month, and then I got my Primes.
Yeah. I have Prime. I do want to catch out the marvelous. What is it, Miss Maisel? I heard a lot of things that my parents keep talking about, this episode this, and episode that. I think the only Amazon one that I've checked was Invincible.
Invincible is good.
Oh, I cannot wait for Invincible for next month. And it's coming really soon, in November.
I can't wait.
Although, I do need to watch that Adam Eve prequel first before I get into that. So
I expect Nell's special episode where he talks about his epic vacation in Florida.
Yes, another special episode.
Because things are getting colder as we speak, but some days are warmer than others.
Yep.
We'll still have your sunny days. Just keep cool. Enjoy your Halloween.
Wait, actually, guys, before we go, Nelson.
No.
I got ourselves a, it's almost Halloween season and normally a certain person shows up. We're going to try to get them to show up more often and stuff like that for our videos, but, I think, John, can you leave the room for a moment? Because I'm gonna get him to come for a last few minutes of this podcast.
Oh fuck! I don't know. You know how aggressive he is.
Yes, but it's tradition. He has to show up for at least before October's over, or else the world will blow up.
Well, he might come out with one more video, but since you want him in this podcast, let me put the music on.
Just for a few minutes.
Okay, let me get the fuck out of here.
John?
Holy shit! Hi, everybody!
That's right. For the first time ever, we have a special guest on the show.
Holy shit, I'm hot!
Successful trilogy of All Hallows Weirds.
Ah!
More stuff coming his way. say who in Punkman's neighborhood. It's Punkman.
Wait, I have a neighborhood? Oh yeah, that's right. Hi everybody. I can't believe I'm on the podcast. What the hell are you talking to? Why are you crying?
I wasn't expecting to see you again.
You got my favorite music playing.
Yeah, of course.
Oh hell yeah.
So Punkman, you don't mind we ask?
I killed somebody.
Of course you did.
I can see that.
You don't mind we ask you a couple questions?
Go ahead. I'm short on time. I gotta do my next kill.
All right.
Since the stupid trilogy.
So how are those three brothers doing?
What brothers?
You know, all three of them, Simon and all them. The little
Simon. Oh yeah.
the
They're in their 12 o'clock soon with swingers, if you know what I mean.
Oh, he's hanging out with Raj.
Oh, he's always hanging out with Raj. That's how do you think Raj got to them? What? Why are you grossed out? Whatever.
So, hey Nelson, what you got any questions you want to ask the Great Punkman?
Oh wait, didn't I kill you at some video?
Yeah, but we died so many times. Like, what the fuck?
Did I chop his fingers at one point?
Yeah.
You did, yes.
Oh.
Sometimes they grow back.
Okay, go ask what the questions. Come on, quick.
All right. So, what is your favorite part of Halloween?
Killing,
Besides,
candy, partying.
what's your favorite candy?
I like all candies. Actually, Reese's Pieces is my favorite because I love peanut butter.
Is there any candy you don't like?
And do you know what else that you don't know about me? I love pumpkin spice, actually.
Oh, you do?
My pumpkin spice, because
Oh.
I make my own brand.
I was gonna say.
Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts don't got... Wait, do you still guys call it Dunkin' Donuts or Dunkin'?
I call it Dunkin' Donuts.
Or Dunkin'? I make them better than those assholes and franchises. I love the sword.
So, what scary movies do you usually watch around this season?
All of them. Since January, and I'm gonna end it on Christmas.
So you love horror movies? You watch them?
Oh, yeah.
I also heard you're also into Mystery Science Theater.
Every now and then, those guys are funny.
Interesting.
What, do you like seeing the trash, like horror films that are very bad?
I take pride in those trashy films that you so-called trashy. You have something against them?
Nope.
Oh, why is it? I'm gonna slip that blade. Okay.
Do you
After the next questions.
do you get? So let me ask you: do you get offended by like? Are you related to the Headless Horseman?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, because he has like a pumpkin.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know. I'm not related to him. I guess.
You know,
maybe.
what do you have to say to the audience that says you sound similar to Skull America?
Says who?
So.
I don't have a southern accent. I don't.
You're right.
Yeah. As I'm talking to you with this blade in your chest. It's getting closer. It's getting closer.
Can we not now?
Okay, fine. I got my kill. You're lucky that I'm in a good mood.
So, we also want to tell you some good news.
Yeah.
We probably either sometime next year, Nelson is going to have an interview with you and
Me?
and your old friend. No, he's going to be the moderator for your 1-to-1.
Skull America. I hate that guy.
No,
Who?
your best friend from high school.
Wait. Who?
You know, your old college roommate, Chuckles.
No! I hate that clown.
The network thinks it'll be great for you guys.
Oh, hell no.
Have a video together.
No, that guy owes me $1 million.
But
Bucks!
Punkman, we'll see you. Oh yeah, just know we're writing your Christmas Carol.
I ain't gonna be in no Christmas Carol. Wait a minute, I'm Halloween. Why am I in a fucking Christmas special?
Well, we want to expand your character. You're very liked and you're very mysterious.
Man, but All Hallows Weird ended
Yeah, no.
last year.
I know. We don't want to let this abandon you. You're one of our great characters. And, you know, since Skull Beast's been in rehab, and and Chuckles is Chuckles with his girlfriend.
I hate Chuckles. I hate him.
Listen, we just need your help. And
You're
here's
the only one.
Listen, we have 20 mailmen tied up in the basement You can go do whatever you want with them, but you gotta be in those videos.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Okay,
I
fine,
hate
fine.
mailmen.
I even gotta do your stupid Christmas special.
Wait, are the mailmen disgruntled?
Actually, I never did this to anybody before. Where's your friend John?
John, he's over there.
Come here. No! What the hell?
I didn't even know Squeak could bend that way.
I didn't know his fingers had been that way.
Oh, Pump Man, so do you want to sign us off for tonight?
No, I'm gonna be busy dragging John with the mailman down.
Wait, one more thing before you go. Any advice you want to give to people going out this Halloween weekend?
Check your candy, if you know what I mean.
So, Nelson, I think this has been a great show. I've been Karan.
No?
Here's John. Oh, God. Nelson, get some Band-Aids and wrap.
I'm on it!
I call a hospital.
Jesus, thanks for joining us, guys. Happy Halloween.
I'm on mine!
Off the Podcast with your co-hosts John Yeager, Ron Cassiano, and Nelson Guerrero. Audio recording and editing by John Yeager. Music by DJ JJ. Thanks for listening and Happy Halloween.